Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic, debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Today, we got a hell of a show for you guys. Pretty interesting one. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. Follow the channel. And also check out our podcast. We have pinned below. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. I don't even know what to say about this. I don't even know what to say about this. As you guys know, Shannon Sharpe has had his club shave for well over a year now. But this year, at the beginning of the year, first week of the year, he dropped an interview, as we all know, with Cat Williams that totally blew up the internet. I'm sure by now it must have 60 million views, and I think is the most watched interview in the history of YouTube, right? Groundbreaking interview, very, very big. But what came with that interview was a lot of criticisms. And the reason people were criticizing Shannon Sharpe was because they were saying that he basically let Cat Williams go on the show to run amok and basically call out various people, and he didn't stop him. Then, of course, he had the Monique interview, which did very well as well. And ever since then, Shannon Sharpe has found himself in one situation or the other. But the most recent one was the dispute that he had with comedian and actor Mike Epps. Apparently Mike Epps went on stage, made a joke about him, and said that Shannon Sharpe messaged him, which he didn't. Shannon took exception to the fact that Mike Epps fabricated that story. Then he went on Club Shay and he threatened to release the text messages. And then he told him that if he meets him in person, there's going to be some handwork going on. Mike Epps then responds to Shannon Sharpe and essentially says, listen, I'm not going to fight you, but you're going to be in my city. If you're going to come to my city, you're going to get this work. And he took it to a different level. And then I think about a day later, we heard that the two gentlemen decided to have a conversation, and then they met, and I think it was in Indiana, and they had to sit down and they posted a picture, and a lot of us were applauding them for that, because that's how you're supposed to be handling a situation like that, especially when you're a grown man. Like, if you're a teenager or a young dude, that's one thing. But like, to me, I used to be surprised seeing guys fight and you're in college. Like, bro, we in college, right? Like, if it's in high school, that's one thing, but you're in college and you're still scrapping, what's wrong with you? But we were very happy that they were able to resolve that situation there. So what happened? One of my favorite rappers growing up, Mase, right? Who I was just listening to his album just yesterday. Just listening to, what's the song I was listening to? Wanna Hurt Mase. I was listening to his Harlem World joint yesterday. It's people I grew up to, right? So Mase and Cam, they have a show, obviously. It is what it is. And Cam and Mase are talking about the situation. And then it gets to the point where Mase is talking about it. And Mase is like, you know, I'm not going to, like, the dudes doing curls and all of that. He was like, yo, telling Shannon, like, yo, watch out with the spicy talk. So for those of you who didn't hear what Mase had to say, want to quickly play it for you now, and then want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Mase had to say here.
Go ahead if you want. go ahead if you want. Yeah, I see you doing your dips and all that. Go ahead. I know you on set number 8. Go ahead.
my point is, whether it's Kanye and Shaq,
nigga think he did 84 pull-ups. Nigga, go ahead if you want. Go ahead if you want. I dare you. It's satire. It's satire. You know.
No, you're right though.
So that's what Mase said. Right? And he was, to me, Mase seemed like he was doing it in fun, but I mean, he was making fun of the situation, but he was like in a lighthearted way. I don't think he was trying to take shots at Shannon Sharpe and all of that, but you know, he was just, I don't think it was anything malicious there. So what happens? Shannon Sharpe gets a whiff of that, and he goes on his nightcap with him and Chad Johnson, and then he decides to go back at Mase, calling them a fake gangster pastors and all that. And I was like, wow. So for those of you who didn't hear what Shannon Sharpe had to say, want to play it now and then come back and give you guys our thoughts. Take a listen to that.
Not everybody, Ocho, not everybody got something to say. But you notice what, Ocho? Because here's the thing. If you think about it, Ocho, I'm coming up on 4 years of having Club Shay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's all of a sudden,
yeah,
even everybody. I mean, there's a there's this pastor that that used to with that I guess now he a gangster pastor. All of a sudden talking about he wants somebody to pull up.
They got them out there now.
Now all of a sudden, I mean, he gonna do so much. He need to sit his little roly-poly ass down. But this is what I do. This is what I'm saying. After talking to my sister, and you know, everybody knows I don't need to go into detail. How next to my grandma, I probably listen to her probably more than my own mom.
Right.
Because that's how close me and my sister are. And I gave her my word. I ain't finna beef with nobody else.
Nope. Wait, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Nah, Ocho. I think the thing is for me.
Wait, stay with me real
ahead.
quick now. Now, again, I love what you and Mike did, but you putting us in a situation where now we've set a precedent where people can now take shots, can say what they want to say, and they can get away with it because now you promise, sis, you're not gonna get any more beef. So anytime anybody says anything, they can get away with it. At some point, we're gonna have to stand your ground like the Florida law.
My job.
Stand our ground.
No, my job for you is you remember that money that you brought out is to make sure you get 3 times that next year.
Yeah,
that's my job.
We're gonna get that.
That's what I'm saying.
We're gonna get
that's what I'm saying. That's my job. My job is to make sure, and I'm not gonna do anything to jeopardize my brand, but my brand is my integrity. Everybody knows what I stand for. Right. I'm a strong, proud black man.
Right. But we got to stand on business now.
But don't be coming with no bull jive. All that other stuff. And I see, but if you look at it, Ocho, look at the clicks and like when they mention my name. Look at the clicks, likes, and views when they don't.
Right.
So what they found out is that if I take shots at him and if I can get him to respond,
right
now all of a sudden I've given my audience their ear. So for me, I can be the bigger person. I'm glad Mike and I had this conversation. I talked to my boy Quake. I talked to Cat. I talked to some people that's in that business that I'm cool with, and I'm cool. I'm gonna let you look. Y'all have at it. Y'all say whatever y'all want to say. Y'all can say I'm being messy. Y'all can say I'm doing all this. Okay, fine. Everybody's not gonna like what Ocho. Not gonna like Nightcap. Unc and Ocho. Everybody's not gonna like Club Shay Shay the platform. Everybody's not gonna like Shannon on First Take. Everybody's not gonna like what Shannon Sharpe's doing. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. But I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
We can't be done with it. We got the fire.
We got to do what we do. Great content. Ocho, you know how we got 1 million subs in 4 months?
Yeah.
We didn't have no beefs. We created great content.
Right.
People came to hear us talk about sports a little bit, but they stayed for the stories.
So you heard what Shannon and Mase had to say. You heard what Shannon Sharpe had to say. What are my thoughts about this? My thoughts are the following. The first lesson I'm learning is that when you start experiencing some serious success, in the case of Shannon Sharpe in terms of notoriety, there's a lot that comes with that. Right? They're going to be people that are always going to criticize what you say. Now, the fact of the matter is people criticize you always, but now it's more magnified because there are more voices, there are more people listening to you, and therefore there are going to be more varying opinions out there of you. So that's the one thing. The second thing, and I want to say this, I'm not sure if Shannon Sharpe was prepared for everything that has come with this newfound success that he has, because obviously he was already successful as a former NFL Hall of Famer. But this is something quite different because now it's more, pop culture and all of that. And Shannon Sharpe played in the NFL a very long time ago, right? But today he finds himself relevant for other things outside of football. And I think Shannon Sharpe has this kind of newfound fame and he's learning to deal with it. I think that he feels like people are attacking him from all sides. And I think that he's misreading the situation in this case with Mase, because I don't think Mase meant what he said in a malicious way. I think what Mase and Cam were highlighting is, listen, there's another aspect to this. Beefing and tough talk and all of that. Because you can say that, but now you're walking into a different realm. And I think that what Mase and Cam, the perspective they're talking from, the vantage point they're talking from, is maybe situations that they've possibly been in and seen other people go through that they know. Like, I think they're speaking from the standpoint of we know where the tough talk leads to. Not saying that Mase is a gangster, not saying Cam is a gangster. I'm just talking about the ecosystem that they existed in when we're talking about the music business. That's what I'm talking about. And I don't think Mase was doing it to kind of make fun of Shannon Sharpe. I think it was just more of making him aware. Like, okay, everybody gonna fight you. Some people are not gonna be with the fighting. In the case of Shannon, I think he probably misread it and maybe took it as an attack, because I think Shannon is thinking, these people are saying all of these things about me because of the success of the Cat Williams interview. And I don't think that's what Mase and Cam were talking about, Mase, to be specific. I don't think that Mase was bothered by, because Mase is still Mase. These guys are still known for, these are celebrities still. Like, not like as if, it's not like as if we're talking about nobodies here that are trying to take shots at you for clout. Nah, these dudes already been who they been. I just think that they're just kind of warning Shannon. And Shannon took it as, oh, they're trying to diss me or this and this and this and this by calling Mase a fake pastor. I just think that Shannon has a lot of success that's come his way very, very fast, although it's something he built up to. But you get 60 million views on an interview, and then you get another one, maybe 10 plus million. But that interview got like well over 100 million views if you look at all of the clips in aggregate. So maybe he's just dealing with this newfound success, and he's finding ways to kind of work through it. But I don't think Mase meant anything malicious. And what I see is that Shannon is now kind of, okay, we've kind of resolved the situation with Mike Epps. It's like, now, okay, let's do it with Mase. But the back and forth. I hope that this thing just kind of sticks to sports and entertainment. And most importantly, I hope this is a learning lesson for all of us watching this, that if one day, if any of us make it to that level of success, we know how to handle it based off of learning from some of the mistakes and decisions that certain people have made. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you on the next show.